Hi everyone, this is Maria Piegler with socialmediaonlineclasses.com, and this is my very first scope. So be kind, I would appreciate that. I wanted to enable the Twitter feed on this, but I don't think I was able to. What I'm going to do, double tap this and turn around. Welcome everyone who's joining us. I am doing our very first socialmediaonlineclasses.com live broadcast here on Periscope, and I'm going to show you how to create an infographic using nothing but Google Slides. And I will tell you a little bit about me, a little bit about why I chose this for our first scope, and then we're going to get right into it. And welcome everyone who's joining us. Again, my name is Maria Piegler. I am founder of socialmediaonlineclasses.com. I've been doing tech training for about 25 years. And recently I went to a conference in Austin, Texas with nothing but my Chromebook, which, if you're not familiar with a Chromebook, it's basically a cloud computing laptop. You can't use any type of desktop applications. And I was really fascinated by how much I was able to do with it. And I wrote a blog post called How to Run Your Business on a Chromebook for Less Than $300. And one of the things that's really hard to do on a Chromebook is to create graphics and infographics. But I was able to not only create an infographic, but make it clickable. I added hyperlinks to it using nothing but Google Slides. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. So first of all, what I want to do is show you this infographic kind of up close and personal. This is it. Now, if you are familiar with social media online classes, you'll know that we use infographics a lot. As a matter of fact, this is, if you go to Google and search socialmediaonlineclasses.com infographics, these are the type of infographics that I'm known for. They're very simple. They're simple to create and they're simple to consume. You know, in about 5 seconds, you know what these are about and you've gotten what you needed out of them. And so, but I usually create these in a Mac application called Pixelmator, which is easier than Photoshop, but it's not available for the Chrome. So I needed to create an infographic while I was at this conference, and I did it using nothing but Google Slides. And so this is the infographic. It's 13 ways to monetize Facebook. And it goes through and has a different tactic out of, from 1 to 13. It has my branding at the bottom. It also has my branding at the top with my URL. But the really cool thing about this infographic, and this isn't easy to do in any program, but doing it in Google Slides is easy. What it is I added hyperlinks to it. So, for example, number 1 on how to monetize Facebook is get a custom Facebook page name. And I explained a little bit about what it is, but then if you click on it, it takes you directly to the lesson in socialmediaonlineclasses.com on how to do this. And that's what I loved about this. And again, here's another infographic. Here's a video on, how you would do this. So there's a lot of information here in this infographic, but my favorite thing about it was I was able to do it in Google Slides and I made it, hyperlinked. I didn't have to do any code or anything. So I'm not a graphic designer, I'm not a coder, but I was still able to do this. I wish I knew about this sooner. I feel the same way. I feel your pain. So I'm going to do a brief demonstration. I'm not going to create a really complex infographic, but I'm going to show you how to do this in Google Slides. So if you're not familiar with Google Slides, what you do is you need to have a Google account, and if you have a Gmail account, you would have that, and you go to drive.google.com, and it's from here that you can access all of Google Drive's applications, which are Google Docs, Google Sheets, their Photos application, which is now Google Photos, but what I used was Google Slides. It used to be called Google Presentations. And so you're going to come over here to this big red button. Thank you. Great information. I'm glad you're enjoying this. This is my first scope, so, please feel free to, offer suggestions. I am using Catch to do a replay of this, so hopefully that's gonna work for us. So I'm clicking on New, and here I can choose what I want to do, but I'm going to pick Google Slides. Now, you could probably also do this in Google Docs, but I do a lot of slideshow presentations for our webinars, and I was frankly just more familiar with doing that. And so when you first start, Google Slides is going to give you, kind of a blank slate here. And the really cool thing about this is you're just going to use one page. You're going to have one slide. You're going to change the dimensions to be whatever it is that you want for your infographic. And then you're going to add your text and graphic elements to it. So I think with the infographic that I did before, I made it, let's see, we're going to go to File and then Page Setup. I think I made it custom to be, here it's doing inches. I want to do this in pixels. I think I did it to be 700 by 2000, which is it's the standard dimension for a long infographic. So here you can see this baby is pretty long. Then what I'm going to do is create a background color. And right now it's white, and you could keep it white. But I'm going to do a blue color. And so I clicked there and I didn't tell you what I was doing. I'm going up here to the menu and I'm clicking on background, and I'm going to go to color, and I'm going to choose a color. I don't really like a lot of the ones that they have. Let's see that one. I like that color. Let's see what color that is. Let's see, if I drag that over, will it do it? No, of course not. I'm going to do a custom color here. And you can do that by going to background and then color and go to custom. And I just want this to be a little bit lighter. So let's see, we're going to make it a little bit lighter. That's a little too purple there. So there, that's fine. That's fine for what we're doing right now. Okay, so now I've got a background color. And if you look at this other infographic that I did, it is divided up into, let's see, I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so you can see the whole thing. It's divided in half lengthwise and then into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different rows. And then there's a little bit of space at the top and bottom for branding. So I would say probably 8 different rows. So one of the first things that you want to do when you create even a simple infographic is kind of give yourself a framework for where everything's going to go. And so what I want to do is, the way that I do this, and again, I'm not a graphic designer. I am not, I'm not using Photoshop here, so I'm probably doing a lot of things that wouldn't make sense to a graphic designer, but that's okay. This is kind of quick and dirty infographic. So what I'm going to do here is I took off the slide deck text, and what I'm going to do is add a shape. And I'm simply going to add a rectangle right here, and I'm going to add it. And I'm simply doing this to create placeholders. And that looks pretty good to me. What I want to do here is to create 4 different rows and then a 5th one for my title and a 6th one for my branding. So I need 6. So what I'm going to do is to create an infographic called Grow Your Business with Social Media in 30 Days. And I want to give people something to do 1 week at a time. So week 1, they'll be doing something. Week 2, they'll be doing something. And I need 4 weeks plus a title and then my branding. So I've got this here. And what I'm going to do is go and I'm going to duplicate it. And usually that is, depending on what computer you're on, it's Control D or Option D. So yeah, duplicate is Command D. I'm on a Mac. So I'm just going to duplicate this and make sure that I've got enough space to have 5 rows. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 6. And this is not necessarily the coloring that I'm going to use, but it just lets me know that, yes, I will have enough space. Okay, so that looks good. I'm happy with that. Okay, so one of the first things that I'm going to do is to create my title. And I like to have my other infographic up so I can kind of see what I did on that one. And so what I'm going to do is kind of make this smaller here, and so that I can see it over here. I don't like having this themes up, so I'm going to close that. And I'm going to, okay, I just want to be able to see this so I can refer to it. So I'm going to move this over a little bit so that I can see both of these at the same time. Okay, so here I didn't have the title all the way over, but I have a pretty big title on this one, so I think I might need to do that. So first thing is I'm going to change the color. I'm going to make it black. And let's see, is the line color, I think I want black. So there I'll have a nice black title. Background, as you can see, I have that here. So what I'm going to do is add some text here. And I'm going to say, grow your business. And this must be really, really small because I can't see it at all. So let's see. I want to change the size. Here we go. 14. This needs to be big, like, yeah, 72 or something like that. That's a little too big. But so you can see here, you just kind of go through and create each of your elements that you're going to have on here. And I want this to be white, and I spelled grow wrong. So I need to fix that. And so let's see, text box. I want this to be, oh, here we go, text color. I want it to be white. And I like having all, grow your business, all caps for my titles. And I can't remember if I used Oswald in this or not. I like using Oswald because it's the font that is on my website. Yeah, grow your business. And I'm going to show y'all a little trick to this. If you want to have, like, notice right here I have monetized Facebook and they're both the same width. You can do that kind of in a shortcut way. You don't have kerning available, which is if you want to spread things out. You can do that in a lot of graphic editing tools, but you can't really do that in Google Slides. It's just not sophisticated enough. But that you can kind of do a workaround. And so what I did here was just Command D to duplicate that. And I'm going to delete the text in there. I'm going to put business in there, and I'm going to make this bigger. So right now it's 48. I'm going to make it like 54. See, and it's getting really close to be the same size. So let's say 56, maybe 58. Okay, there we go. And so now I have titles that look very similar in their width. So let's see, grow your business. Let's see. Okay, I've got grow your business, and I want to kind of zoom in. So I'm going to go to view, and I want to see this like 100%. Okay, there we go. That's so much better, isn't it? Okay, so you know, here you can kind of change your text. You can do a lot of stuff there. I want to say grow your business with social in 30 days. So, and I'm going to do a different font for each one. Let's say grow your business. I'm going to do let's see. I'm going to do some more text kind of rotated here. Let's see, I'm going to type with social. Yeah, and again, it's black, which you can't really see that, can you? I'm going to change it to be white here in text color. And again, it's, let's see, I don't want this to be Oswald. I want it to be something that is completely different from Oswald. Let's see, maybe, yeah, Architect's Daughter. That's a cool looking font. Again, I want this to be big, maybe like 48. Ooh, that's real big. And then I'm going to rotate it. So let's see here. If I want to rotate this, I think you use this little thing here. Yeah, there we go. So with social, okay. Grow your business with social. I probably need to put social media. With social media, I want this width to be significantly smaller though. Okay, there we go. Okay, that looks good. I'm going to move that up with social media. Okay. And at the bottom, I'm going to say in 30 days. So I'm going to add another rectangle there. Down here. And I'm going to make that a different color. And so let's see. One of the things that I do when I do my infographics is I use a lot of color harmony to make them work together. And I actually wrote a book on color, but it's not for graphic design, it's for quilters. Because I am a quilter in my leisure time. But one of the easiest ways to harmonize your colors is to use colors that are in the same family. So I can use another blue color, but just use maybe either lighter or darker. So I'm going to go up here to this color. Now see, I could do the opposite of blue is orange on the color wheel, and that would make this stand out in high contrast. But it makes it look a little Halloweenish, and that's not what I'm looking for. So I am going to do this, there we go, in a lighter value, and I'm going to do the same thing with the background. And I think I need to make this a little bit bigger. Whoops, not that big. Okay, so let's see, grow your business with social. Okay, move it. Goodness, that moved it way over. Let's see. Nope, that's rotating it. I'm using my cursor keys here. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and put the text on it and worry about that later. And I want to say in 30 days here. So I'm going to say in 30 days. And again, this is going to need to be I like Oswald down here. So I'm going to pick Oswald for my font, and yeah, that's just going to be way, way too big there. So let's see, I may not use Oswald. See, Architect's Daughter is, I need a wide font, something very wide. But that looks like a ransom note with all those different fonts. So I think I'm going to stick with Architect's Daughter, but I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. And yeah, so you can see there's a lot of, the first time you do one of these infographics, there's a lot of decisions to make. But the cool thing is, once you have one of these, you can use it as a template for the future infographics you want to do. Like an easier way for me to do this would have been to copy this one and use it from that. But that's not really going to help you guys because I'm showing you how to do this from scratch in Google Slides. So it looks like something in here didn't get changed. So I'm going to change all of it to Architect's Daughter. I guess it did. And I'm going to change the color of the font to be a blue color. Something like in 30 days. Yeah, I like that. Okay, grow your business with social media in 30 days. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give people like something to do in each week of the 30 days. So what I'm going to do is something very similar to this. I'm going to use, basically these are two rectangles. So I can go ahead and start with this rectangle right here. I am going to make it a different color. I will probably make it the same color that I have this rectangle right here. Again, I want to use a color harmony. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use that for both the fill color and the stroke. Welcome everyone. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that heart. And then what I'm going to do is to put a title bar at the top. And again, I'm going to do that in a contrasting background and add some text to it. So you can see here there's a pattern. You'll notice what I'm doing when I'm creating these is I am creating divisions in this infographic here, like right here, right here, right here, and right here with shapes. Then I'm changing the color and the text. And so you're going to see me doing that over and over again. Once I get this done, I will use it and just copy it and duplicate it to create the remaining sections on the infographic. So here I'm going to again make this black, and I want to have it for both the square and the background. I'm going to type my title in here, and this is going to say, let's see, days 1 through 7, and again this is in black so you can't see it. So I'm going to change this to be Oswald, and the font's going to be a little bit bigger. Yeah, I like that. Okay, days 1 through 7. Oh, and it's still black, so I need to change it. Under more, I'm going to go here to the font color, and I'm going to make it white. I want this very, very high contrast. I'm going to say 1 through 7, develop your social media strategy. Oh, okay, so that's going to be a little too big. So I'm going to make it, instead of 24, 22. And there we go. Boom. That's a beautiful title all the way across. Okay, so what am I going to use here to identify a social media strategy? What I'm going to do is add some text. I'm going to do something very similar to what I have here. I'm going to add a very small amount of text that I have that's going to describe what they're going to do and why. I'm going to make it hyperlinked, and then I'm going to add a graphic to it. And so here's what I'm going to do. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some text. Let's see. I'm going to add some text, and I'm going to say identify your goals, your primary social network, and how you plan to execute your social media marketing. Okay, and so here is the text. Again, I'm going to change it to Oswald. That's a very easily readable font. I think I used Oswald in this. Let's see. I'm going to zoom in on this. No, I didn't. I used a different font. I used one that had serifs on it. So let's see. I like using Special Elite in here because it looks like typewriter text. Okay. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to hyperlink this. Now, this is the really cool thing about using Google Slides as an infographic tool, is that you can hyperlink. So I've got the text that I want linked. I need to go to where I need to copy the URL, and this is where you can get the free social media strategy class at socialmediaonlineclasses.com. So I'm going to do an edit copy or a Command C, and I'm going to come back to my presentation, and I'm going to add a link, and that's going to be under more right here. It's the insert link. I'm going to paste that text in there, and boom, it's hyperlinked. Now you'll notice that it changes the color, and that's a that's Google Slides' way of saying, oh, you've got a hyperlink in your text. Well, I still just want it to be black. That's fine. But I don't want it to be underlined. Let's see if I can yeah, I don't want it to be underlined. I just want people to see when they hover over it, they can click on this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in an image. And you'll notice here in this infographic, I'm going to zoom in on this again. I use an awful lot of images in here. These are all images that I had to have ready. And these are, most of the time, these are screen captures where I've kind of notated something. You can use either not Google Slides, you can use Mac Voila, you can use TechSmith's Snagit. There's a lot of different tools that you can use to do that. But either way, when you do an infographic, you need to have your graphic elements that you want to use ready. Now, a lot of these I just created as shapes in Google Slides, but I also had images ready that I had already created. And if you don't have images, you can purchase them from someplace like Graphic River or Creative Market. You can get images from there. So that's another thing that you'll need to have in order to do your infographics. So here we go. Tell me how I'm doing. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in chat and I'll be happy to answer them. So I'm going to move that there, and what I'm going to do is to pull in the social media strategy chart that you use in this class. And so I'm going to go over here to image. You can also do insert image from their menu, and I'm going to upload this. And let's see, I'm going to look for my social media strategy template. So I'm going to open that up and put it in here, and it's going to be huge when it comes in, but I will resize it to be the correct size. So basically this is the whole process of creating an infographic in Google Slides. It's kind of a lather, rinse, repeat once you get the process down. Yeah, here it is. See, this is huge now. You can see over here how much real estate this is taking. But I'm going to reduce this significantly so that I can have it here as like a little thumbnail. Okay. Almost there. Yeah, almost there. Okay, great. So here we go. So here is the infographic. Or excuse me, the image that we're going to have, and basically I've made this hyperlinked. So if I look at this, I want to make this a little bit smaller. No, I'm going bigger. I want smaller. Let's see, view. Yeah, here we go. So here is, I've got the title, I've got the elements here, and what I would end up doing here is just continuing to do more of the same. I would continue to, let's see, I want to get out of this view mode, and I want to get, okay, into the pointer cursor just by clicking on this arrow to select. So what I would do next is, instead of recreating each of these sections, I'm going to delete this one, and I would just copy all the stuff that I've done here. So I would copy these elements, and I duplicated it. It looks like it only did one, so I guess I have to do it one at a time. Maybe I can do the text. Yeah, here I was able to do the text two at a time. Okay, so and that's basically what you'll be doing. You're going to be creating your first element and then just continuing to kind of refine as you go along. You can also arrange these. I want this to go backward. I don't want it to be in the very back. Send backward is command and down arrow, so I can do that. And then here I'm going to say days 8 through 14. Let's see, day 8 through 14. And I'm going to change this, which is going to be, let's see, engage on, let's see, I would say post consistently on social media. Okay, and once you've identified your goals, you're going to focus on one social network. Focus on your primary social network and be consistent in posting. And what I'm going to do here is give links to 4 different infographics that people can download to start learning how to do that. The first one that almost everybody wants is going to be Facebook. And so I'm going to link to the Facebook infographic and where they can download that. So I'm going to put Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. I can't do everything, so I'm going to do those 4. So to link to that, again, I'm going to select the text, put the link there, paste it, and then apply. So that is now hyperlinked, and I need to change the color so it's still going to be black and it's not going to be outlined. Okay, and I'm going to put here, click to download each infographic. Okay, and I think I'm going to have a little bit more space. And what I did on this one was I kind of switched where the text was and where the infographics were. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to pull in another infographic here. This time, instead of going to insert image, I'm going to go to image right here on the toolbar. And so I'm going to choose an image, and I'm going to choose the Facebook Marketing Infographic. It's the 2015 edition. Let's see, I think that's it. Yep, there we go. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload each of these and kind of stair step them. I'm going to have one in front like this, and then they're each going to be behind each other, just so people can see what it is that they would be downloading. So again, I'm going to make this smaller. Right here. Okay, so that's the Facebook one. Let's see, for LinkedIn, I already have these pages already pulled up. So this is the LinkedIn infographic. And again, if you are new to the scope, I am Maria Piegler with socialmediaonlineclasses.com. This is my very first Periscope, and I'm using it to show you how to create an infographic in Google Slides. And so I've already got this up. If you'd like to get these infographics, you can go to socialmediaonlineclasses.com. I will actually go ahead and show you that URL. That's it right there, socialmediaonlineclasses.com. And here is the website. And if you want to take the free social media strategy class, you can actually do it right here in the middle of the page. And so what I'm going to do is, let's see, I was here on LinkedIn. I'm going to copy this by doing Command C. I'm going to copy the URL, and I'm going to hyperlink it over here in this LinkedIn text. And I need to go to the menu, select the link icon, and paste that link in there. And again, I need to change the text so that it's not something so light and so that it's not outlined. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull in the LinkedIn infographic, and I'm going to stair step these. So I'm going to select image, and I'm going to choose an image to download, and I'm going to do LinkedIn marketing infographic. I think that's what I called it. Let's see, LinkedIn, that's it. Okay. And is that a, ooh, no, that's a big file. That's the no, that's the Photoshop version. I want the JPEG. I want something smaller. Let's see. Let's see, LinkedIn. Yeah, sometimes the hardest part is finding the files that you need. I know I called it LinkedIn. Maybe I said networking infographic. Here we go. Well, that's still 8 meg. That's not the one I want. Let's see. I'm just going to say LinkedIn infographic and see what I get. Okay. LinkedIn checklist. No, that's not it. You can see I do a lot of infographics, so I've got a lot of them. All right, I'm just going to do, I'm just going to do this one just for illustration purposes. I don't want to waste a lot of time looking for a file on the scope. Ooh, and that one was way too big. Okay, so let's do a different one. We're going to do the Instagram marketing infographic because that's one I know that we'll need to be doing. Instagram marketing infographic. I'm having the hardest time finding these. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to go to infographic and see which ones I can get. Okay. I'm going to add this one. This is a brand new infographic that I just released yesterday that is available to the public. It's called The Ultimate Guide to Social Media Tagging. And it shows you how to use tags on every major social network. And it's got some really cool examples. It's one of the ultimate guides, and it's got 64 different tactics on it, along with screenshots and examples and all kinds of really cool stuff. So I'm just going to use that as an example here. And what I'm going to do is make these the same, a little bit smaller. And it's going to go behind this, and I'm also going to see if I can make this transparent. So I'm going to put this backward. See, I want it behind that, and I want it to be transparent. So a little bit. So let's see if I can do that, or blur it a little bit. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that in Google Slides. So it's just going to be like that. That's fine. So I'm going to add one more, and after that I think I'm going to wrap up this scope because that'll give you a good idea on how to do this. I am going to put this up a little bit more so the spacing is better. I'm going to pull in one more infographic and put it on the right side. So again, I'm going to go to image, I'm going to upload an image, I'm going to go right to infographics so we don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this. Oh, this is another one on how to monetize Facebook that I did, but it's, oh no, that was actually one, it's one I started to do, but I actually ended up doing this one instead, and I actually like it better. But we're going to go ahead and upload it, and I'll put that behind here in Google Slides, and then I'll show you how to save this as a PDF, and you'll have your hyperlinked infographic, which is really, really cool. You didn't have to use Photoshop. You didn't have to use Pixelmator. You were able to use a free tool available on the web. Now, I do use Google for work. I do pay $10 a month to have Gmail for business because I think it's worth it. and that does help you. It gets you Google Apps for Work with support. So if you ever have questions, I think it's worth having that so you can get support. And this is taking forever and a day to upload. I'm not doing that. We're going to do something a little bit simpler and a little bit smaller. So let's see, infographics. Nope. Nope. No, that was a huge one. Already did that one. Oh, blog tour. Okay, the blog tour. Let's see. Anatomy. Okay, here's one. The anatomy of an irresistible offer, and it's a small one. This is an infographic that I did for a bonus webinar because our members wanted to know how you make an irresistible offer on the web. And so I will use this as the third infographic. And again, I'm going to shrink it down and I'm going to put it behind that other infographic. And all I want to do is just kind of show people this is what you get. You know, these are the things that you can go download. So, okay, I've got that there. And I want to kind of put it, see, it gives you those lines so you know if you're in line. And I'm going to, instead of going to arrange this time in order, see, and send backward, I'm going to do it with my cursor keys. So I'm going to press Command and down, and there it went, right behind it. So there we go. I have got a hyperlinked infographic, and I would just repeat these steps over and over again. I'm going to name it. And I'm going to call it Grow Biz in 30 Days with Social Media. So I've titled it, and then last download it as a PDF. So that is how you can create an infographic on Google Slides. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those. This is not something that a lot of people think that you can do with Google Slides, but it's actually a really, really easy thing to do. And what I'm going to do, actually, in just the few last minutes that we have, is I'm going to open up that other infographic and start copying some things from it to this one to show you how I would do a lot of that templated stuff. So here is that monetize Facebook infographic. And what I'm going to do is, this is one that's not available to the public. It is, you can see it's in Facebook 102, which is our intermediate class on Facebook, in lesson 13. And I want to view this 100%. Okay, one of the things that I have in every single one of my infographics is my branding at the top and at the bottom. So what I want to do is I want to copy this text and this rectangle, and I'm going to select them and say edit copy, and then I'm going to go to this infographic and I'm going to paste it. So I'm going to say edit paste, and so that's brought over the text, but now I need to get the rectangle. So let's see. I need to select that over here. Okay, and again, edit, copy. I'm going to come over and do edit, paste. And see, it's almost in the right place. I can move it over a little bit. And I'm going to make it go backwards. Oh, it's actually way too big. So what I want to do is to make this a little bit smaller so I can see the whole thing, and I'm going to make this fit the space that I've got. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to come here down at the bottom and I'm going to do the same thing. Now, I have no idea why this looks different down here. That is really weird. I don't know what that is. I'll figure that out in a minute. So what I'm going to do is come over here and come to the bottom, and I'm going to see if I can select a lot of this stuff at the same time. Let's see, I've got it selected. I'm going to say edit, copy. I'm going to go over here, and I'm at the bottom, and I'm going to do edit, paste. And it did bring a lot of it over. Oh, look, it brought everything over. Beautiful. I love that. Okay, so here we are at the bottom. And I've got my branding right there in my infographic. So see, once you do this, you've got a template, and it's really, really easy to do this. The one thing I would do differently is I need to make these hyperlinked. So let's say that's my Twitter handle. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to come to the link button, and I want to go to twitter.com SM_online class. So that takes people to my Twitter handle, my Twitter account, and this is my Facebook account. And I need to select the whole thing. So I'm going to copy this, edit, copy. Oh, no, not copy. I need to link. And here I'm going to put in my Facebook URL. It's facebook.com/social media online classes. Okay, and that's it. All right. Thank you for everyone who joined me on the scope today. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm Maria Piegler with socialmediaonlineclasses.com and how to create your own infographic in Google Slides.